We didn't have a message when we left. Oh, very odd.
And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and get real high and I sit to the top of my lungs. What's going on? And so I try sometimes when I'm lying in bed to get it out of what's in my head and I feel it a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and get real high and I feel to the top of my lungs. What's going on? And I say, hey.
Stalking through the forest, focus blue guys on the prowl. There's only one man there to stop them. If you just stop joking around, they come here to invade your land, bring life here to an end. But you just wanna get real drunk and make lots of new friends. Carnal Barbarian, Carnal Barbarian, Carnal Barbarian, Carnal Barbarian, Carnal Barbarian.
Now, what were we talking about, boy?
We were talking about the time you beat jury duty.
Oh, yeah. The trick is to say you're prejudiced against all races.
Yeah, hello! How's it going? Like, it's me with my microphone working again. I got the echo, I got the... Hopefully you can hear the... Because if I say the wrong word and go... You know, I didn't actually say anything because I'm an absolute coward. But yes, hello! Not only do I have the soundboard all, like, fixed up and ready, I figured out how to turn down the stupid headphone feedback. You know, you guys watch Joe Rogan, or any other podcast for that matter, where they all wear headphones. All of those people, all the time, they're hearing their own voice in their own ears. And it is the most annoying thing ever, but you kind of need it. I need it so that I know that this works. Oh man, that's, yeah. And this, like, I want to hear all that. So I have to somehow also listen to my voice in my ears so that I can also hear this beautiful booming voice. But yeah, I figured out I can turn it down. Usually it's really loud, very distracting. Now it's super quiet, so I can, you know, everyone who doesn't hate their own voice? Hands up. Which one in the chat? Did you not hate your own? Well, if you do hate your own voice, maybe get one of these soundboards and add a godly echo, and you'll feel at least 10% better about it. But yes, hello. This is. I'm so glad this streaming's way better without a camera. I don't have to do anything with my face. I don't have to perform. I can press this button when I need to clear my throat. Hopefully you didn't hear that. That happens at least once per stream. Like halfway through, after like an hour or something, my throat's like, can we just get rid of some phlegm, please? But yes, hello to the wonderful people in the chat. I am surprised we have people. It's like 10 in the morning in EDT, which means the Pacific Landers didn't even know this is happening. They're tucked away safely in bed. But this is gonna be a coloring stream that I'll go as long as I can be bothered to go for. Remember when I used to do really long work streams? They were like 8 hours. I'll give you some movement. Those were great. Maybe what I'll do is I'll tell you guys that this is going to be a super long work stream, and then I'll give up after an hour, and you'll be like, "What the hell? You teased us, you blue-balled us. We were ready to spend a whole day listening to you, and you leave after an hour." But yes, this will be coloring. I have a page on screen that is mostly flatted. Some of the areas are black. See these big black voids? That is because I don't know exactly how safe for YouTube Connell the Barbarian is, which is why I never really do work streams about it. Hold on, I've got a thing to mute. I just did a really loud burp, and you didn't have to hear it. But yeah, I don't know how safe for work Connell is for YouTube, which is why I hardly ever do this. Like, I did a Gemshock coloring stream, and that got age restricted. And usually that's a bad thing. You know what I mean? I had a whole dangerous alert on my channel because of that. And we did make the wounded variant. Deep cut OGs in the chat would know about the wounded variant, aka nipples. But yeah, none of that. I realized I can just black out some panels and focus on the stuff that isn't dangerous for YouTube. But before that, I will say hello to the wonderful people in the chat who will hopefully be here for the next several million hours. Moromi's here, and he's saying it's aluminum in reference to the vote in the chat. This is, of course, a coloring stream created by a filthy Britlanese. So yeah, there's a vote. Do you go for color or color? You know what I mean? Color. You color in. You don't color in. Like, that's collage. So anyway, vote appropriately. Currently, color is winning. I guess it's the freedom way of saying it. Jav Styler was here. He's saying hello. Hopefully he's still here. This wasn't that long ago. 8:46 a.m. This is like an hour ago. Well, I hope he comes back. Rushbrook, who is definitely here. He said, "How's it going, everyone?" And the wonderful Irene. Sorry, I don't speak communist. Listen. We were under literally conservative rule for like a long time. It only recently switched to the red team. And the red team's talking more base than the blue team were. Whatever. And it's not a communist country. We, like, helped make your country, right? Isn't all your shit based off our shit? Except for that. I mean, you even have taxes now. You communists. Well, enjoy your tax burden. One thing I learned, by the way, you know the whole escaping the UK for pastures new? Is it not the case that, like, if you become a US citizen, you're literally owned by the country, and even if you're out of the country, you have to pay tax? And if you don't, like, if you ever go back, you're fucked? I don't know. Yeah, spell check is making color as incorrect, so it's color. Well, Bill Gates ain't right about everything, and there's me. Hey, look, Rushbrook's still here, and the wonderful Billy Bob. He goes beeping, beep, beep, Jake. I have that. Mother fuck. Don't press it when I'm saying no. When I say fuck, press it. Fuck. No. Yeah, still here. Conservative, great. Well, that's it. That's the chat done, because we're so early in the morning. This is Wake and Jake hours. I am styling myself off the Bancroft today. By doing a coloring stream that by all means must be very boring. And man, it's been so long since I did a work stream. I don't really know how to do this. I'm in a very uncomfortable work setup because I'm at a desk. I hate sitting at desks. I love drawing on the sofa. Drawing on the sofa is the best thing ever. Why does everyone have to tie themselves to a desk? It's the most painful shit in the world. But let's focus on what I will be doing today. As you can see, one panel is already colored. The whole background is colored. This little guy is colored, and even him over here is colored too. And in fact, I can show you a little behind the curtain. So on Connell, I do more work than I need to. Like, everything is drawn behind everything. Here is my amazingly terrible layers palette. Look at this. Look at this bomb site. Not a single one of them is leaded all I know how to tell what from what is like what the mask, little black and white images of the masks look like. That's it. Like I know this is that guy because it's, you know, the white's in the white place. Look, I can turn him on and off. I can make him the only thing that's viewed. Look at that. Look, you're seeing behind the curtain. I moved him. He was drawn all the way to the edge before, then I moved him around. This page has been Frankensteined. I recently redrew a few panels. So it used to be super freaking lame. And in fact, I wonder if I can bring up how it used to look. Anyone who gets the Nippon special will know, because this is the scene that's changed the most. It was one of the first ones I ever drew. Like, it was back when I was doing pencil on paper layouts for Carnal, before I even owned this iPad. And it's changed so much. In the sketchy starts, it went a certain way. In the Nippon special, it is also completely changed. And then in the final version of the thing, it will change once more to this, but this is way more dynamic. So today I'm going to color whichever panel I feel like coloring, and hopefully take you on a guided tour around my new style of coloring, the gradient map thing, because I did a tutorial, but I kind of left stuff out. But before I dip into this, we already have, oh god, you know what? It's not even 2. It's $5. Oh wait, I can still play this though. Hopefully those two things are the same volume for you. I turned it down on my, but for $5, the Michael Deitch, the Deitch himself, which, you know, is an abbreviation because I still don't know if I say his name properly, because if I say, is this how you say it? Then, you know, it's usually no. I appreciate how your coloring has progressed over time. People laugh at the color pink, but seeing how you handled it in the recent work is very cool. Well, thank you very much, Michael. It's, the thing is, this is like a cave wall that's like a gray or a rock, right? Below, on the previous page, is like a red glow coming up from the bottom. And, you know, you want to fade to blue. Like, blue is cold shadow. So it just means that even though it's purpley, it ends up looking pink. I don't know. I'm not afraid of pink. I mean, my freaking, the main cover of this whole book is pink. So yeah, I guess you're just gonna make everything in life blue and orange. Bancroft gets a pass, okay? Every freaking movie poster, blue and orange, blue and orange. Oh, I need to think of a color palette. What shall I use? I'll use blue and freaking orange. Like, no. How about pink and green? Make it look a little different, but no, just pink and green, pink and green. I mean, blue and orange. But yeah, I am also very happy that my coloring has improved and progressed, because you guys have seen the progress too over the years. You can compare, even comparing like how I color now to like the coloring of the cover, the fiendish coloring I did for those covers recently. Huge upgrade. And you know what? I might as well pull those up. Have you guys seen this? For the first time, my colors on a cover are available for the whole world to purchase. And I think a whole set got purchased already. Let me see. Go on Twitter. I'm looking for, yeah, I gotta go find that page where the tweet was made yesterday. I think, is this in reply to it? I know you guys can't see this. You're not supposed to see this. This is all behind the curtain stuff. I'm going to show you my Twitter. Right, if I think I can safely share this. It's always a question. It's always such a risk sharing any freaking window on a screen. But look, here we go. Look, it is available. Irene put the 3 covers up on her store. If I move this way, I'll move back. Look, you can see them in all their beautiful glory. This was really a ramp up for coloring with me. This is the first time I used the gradient mapped method, which I will be showing off a little bit today, because it needed it. My usual type of coloring, it's okay for my stuff because it just looks very cartoony, and it just looks like cell shading. But in a world that's supposed to have some grounded reality to it, it needed to be improved. So yeah, I did the gradient map method where all the shadows are rendered in black, just pure black, and then we go over that black with a gradient map, and I will show that off today. Buy them now! Okay, close enough. In the name of pronunciation, I don't expect English speakers to master the annoying German ending. The Diche. Is it Diche? Is it Diche? Dice. No, that's Italian. Hey, spaghetti, salvatore. Hey, magaladice. But yeah, buy him now. You can go get him up. Call Me Jed said that he bought a full set. I hope he wasn't lying. And Michael Brushbrook says, your new method is pretty damn awesome. It is just, it's better colors for free. Like, someone who goes in and paints the color gradation, like, that's true skill. Me just basically making the machine do it, less of a skill, but hey, engineering is a skill too. Speaking of skills, how skilled, I've got to mention this. I got to promote it. I currently have an eBay auction up. There is a pinned thing. You can click it, you can go to it, you can check out this eBay auction. This is for number 69 of 69, hand numbered, the Nippon Special, which contains within it the old version of this page that I'm about to color today. You can get your hands on that. We're currently at 25 bids. I'm in an incognito window, so I don't show anyone's stuff off. Because you could one bad scroll if you're logged in and you see everyone's personal private info. But yeah, 25 bids, hopefully, maybe. If I do a good enough job on this stream, that could go up. But look, it's already $155. What, one book with a funny number in it? Well, I'm very grateful to everyone who has bid so far, and very grateful to whoever comes in tomorrow and snipes it in the last minute. Hopefully, you need 2 snipers this week. You need everyone to be trained as a sniper. That's where I love sniping on eBay. Okay, what I'll do is I'll bid up in the beginning. So it's like, you know what? I don't want people to think this will be a cakewalk for them. I need to get some people to back off early. You know what I mean? That's why you get it to jump up. The men are here to play. That's the opening move. Then, right at the end, you bid the highest possible you would do and see if you beat everyone else. And the real trick is go above a round number. You see this? See if this person, whoever bid 150 because they loved round numbers, they got squelched out by an extra 5. So yeah, if I would be like, I'd pay 200 for this, I'd usually go 205. And then it's like, ha, someone else went 200, but I went 5 more, so I snuck over the line. But yeah, it also comes with prints that have wonderful backs to them. Look, they're even printed on the back. Look at this care and attention. Commemorative, Osaka Comic-Con 2025. It's proof that they went there. These things have been all the way to Japan. Like, who can sell a Nippon Special without it ever going to Japan? You know? But this one did, and you get to own the 69th version with a 9 that does not look like a nipple. And what else? Yeah, it comes with one of these flyers too. I still have a bunch of these left, by the way. Irene had similar ones. All of her's gone. She did not print as much as me, but you know. Here we go. It's Nietzsche with a D. Nietzsche. Oh, okay. It'd be funny if I still pronounce it wrong. Good luck. I don't care. You know what you know who you mean. He knows. I know. Okay. Anyway, enough of that. It's pinned. So, you know, everyone, I'll have to bring it up sporadically. That's kind of the point of this stream, right? And what? You only stream when you have stuff to sell? Well, get it while you can, I guess. Fine. I will now, without any further ado, kind of show you. I don't know which one I'm going to do first. I might do this boob panel because it's like the easiest one. least detailed. It'll give you a very quick overview of what I'm up to. So over here, you see this folder. See this thing over here? This is like something I'll copy paste a million times into like each of these, because it's like it has all of the stuff set up already. So if I've already chosen shadow colors and everything, it'll replicate it every time for each panel, because just like the great Michael Bancroft, I also work in panels. Look, I can turn them on and off independently. Is this one? Look, I can turn that one off. In fact, I can turn the whole top segment of panels off, which also turns off the overlap, which is just, you know, the panel breaks. So God, don't turn anything bad. Look, there's one of the old panels. I completely look. It was all drawn. It was all drawn and all done, and it's good. Like her face was good. This is a fun panel. But no, the storytelling was shit. It was not good enough. So I redrew it. So now you got a cool panel with him doing this, going for the grab. And I obviously have black covering up the background because it's the fuck chamber. Yep, eBay sniping is fun. I enjoy winning a vintage fishing reel for $1 over some chump bidding round numbers. Exactly. You can just go slightly above and you still win it. You technically paid the same price they would, but they decided to go for round numbers. I did. So I wanted to buy like the whole set of the original Tomb Raider comics on eBay, and I slept through the closing of the auction, and someone got the whole set for like $20. And it's like 15 books, but they're apparently the good ones. And oh, I was so pissed. And it's like there weren't many full sets. It wasn't that common. There wasn't that many full sets. And this guy gets it for like $22. Fuck that person, whoever they is. I should have had those comics. So then I had to wait like a period of time until another set went up. And then I paid like 50 something. Could have been 20. It could have been 20. But yeah, so when coloring, I have this layer all set up, and within it, these are my shadows right here, and they're all set up with their gradients already. I'll turn it. You won't even be able to see anything, because I have to put something in flats first, right? See this flats color layer? If I put a flats in, there we go. I'm gonna put some white. This is kind of like a hard light layer that I'm using to like harmonize all colors, but I'm hardly using it, to be honest. So that's like a fallback redundancy. Like, see the shadow layer. Now, whatever I draw in here, even though it's going to be black, look, it's not. It's purple. It's dark purple, then lighter purple, then green. It looks like an alien's eye right now, or a very weird niffle. And if I set this to 90, that's how it's supposed to look. On these gradients, I know in my video I didn't go this detailed, but at 90% is the actual shadow color, and then at the last one, the final 10% is kind of like a darker color. So if I go here and set this to overlay, make a folder in here, it's like you can do second stage shadows. See this? But because it's set to overlay, it's only going where the shadows already are. So I didn't really want to mention this in my video because it's just needlessly complicated, and people needed to, you know, get to terms with the initial idea. But look, if I make this shape and then just fill it in, it only goes where the original shadows are. But if I did it on the actual shadow layer, it's fully black again. But that's what that's for. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this instead of copying the whole thing. And it's going to take forever. Why is it taking this long? There's like nothing in there. Turn this off. Visibility, so we get our page back. Then go to the folder. I don't know which one. Is it this one? Yeah, there it is. And look, I already have my flat colors in here somewhere. At least I should. Is this the one where I'm doing panel within a panel? See this? this is a nested panel. So because I want to do loads of extra work for no reason, I actually draw the panel bigger on another panel, and then also I gotta turn this off because this is like the bleed zone. I give it like I use like 50 meters of bleed. I want to be prepared for any circumstance. But look at that bulbous forehead. Look at it. You'll never see this. This will never get used anywhere. Maybe it will get used as a promotional image. You know what I mean? But no, this actually, I should probably color it like this. Yeah, okay. I should color it like this. Okay, turn this crap off. So within this folder, you got the lines folder and the flats folder. And then above this, I'm gonna paste in the shadows folder. Hello, Ellie. The Final Metamorphosis. You've been the Final Metamorphosis for a long time. This is a long-lasting name. Time flies, and I remember seeing that a long time ago. But he says, turns out Jake's Jungian shadow is a purple nipple. Oh, I would hope that my Jungian shadow is actually me via being a fully integrated person. But can someone ever be fully integrated? If someone ever does become Jungianly fully integrated, would they go rainbow body like that monk did? If that even happened. Cam is in the house. Cam 1138, welcome. You say greetings. Well, greetings to you. Welcome to the color stream. You missed me introducing my eBay. You want to give me money for a book? You like the number 69? Huh? Well, it's penned. So get to it, guys. You guys have got work to do on the eBay auction. It's got to go up at least once. You know what? I'll even refresh it. Not on live though. Still just 25 bids. Oh, what's the point of even doing this? Oh well. Right. Maybe I like the number 69. Anyway, so now within the folder that we want to work on, we have the two shadow layers, but I mean, get rid of that shit. Stupid example crap. Right, now is for the messy part of coloring. I don't know how other people do it, but you see, build up shadows where some are going to be hard and some are going to be soft. So let's say I have some like nice soft shadows here, but then I want some hard shadows going into it, like this tiny undershadow, this tiny drop shadow from the bra or something. Well, let's say I want to change any of this shit. Like I can't now. Like what? If I want to change this to like go away, what do I cut back into it? Like, nah, it's stupid. It's all fucked. So instead, I use the very laissez-faire method of making 10 million layers. So if everything in the scene is meant to be underlit, I guess the general contact shadows of the whole piece would be something like, see, look, this. I can't even do the boobs because I'd want the boobs to be separate. They're separate orbs. So what I'd do is I'd make this layer. I draw it so it's cell shaded, but then I make some areas of it soft and some hard. You know what it's like, guys. Using the smudge tool, which is way better than Photoshop smudge tool. That shit's unusable. And let's say I'm like, the smudge tool is not really doing enough. I can just soft brush in. But because, you know, I don't want to just cut this off, because let's say I cut this out, then I'm like, I actually want this to be more blurry. So start blurring it, and like the seam will start showing. So what I will do is I will like select all of this. I'll put a mask on, and then wherever the boob is, a quick shape. See how quickly it is when you're doing your selections with a pen and not a polygon lasso tool. Bancroft. But look, now if I smudge this, I can smudge it up and down all I want. No seam showing. Hey, Sir Otto is here. Welcome. He say F4 jungle away. Yes. Jungian psychology is the best. What a funny thing is, so we live in the age of AI, like it or lump it, and man, the internet is becoming styrofoam. Like, I don't have any big grand moral objections to AI. Like, it's gonna steal all the jobs. Oh my god, I'm not gonna survive because I just learned how to function and how the world already works. I can't deal with change. I'm not a dynamic person. Right. The actual downside is just YouTube is full of shit. Like, I'll be listening to nice music, you know, listening through the playlists, and then it'll get to one track, and it'll just sound absolutely shit. And it's and the whole track is like based on just lyrics. The person is singing all the time. There isn't like a second free where the person is not singing, and it becomes so obvious that it's an AI track. And I'm telling you now, part of the artist, the value of an artist is their ear, right? Their eye, the what they think is good. Oh shit, is it not set to 90? I only want 90%. Thank you. It's the artist's eye. It's knowing that your stuff looks shit or bad. And people who make AI stuff, they have no artist's eye because they didn't have to train it, because they didn't have to do it, right? It's not a case of like, you should have put the work in. No, it's a case of they're a moron and they do not know what looks or really sounds good, especially when it comes to AI music. Now, we all know and love it. You know, we have some AI music on this channel. Classic. But that's actually good. But most of the stuff that Suno chucks out is shit. It's terrible. It is not worth listening to. And you'll just stumble upon a stupid Suno track on a YouTube playlist. They'd be like, what am I freaking listening to? The same thing happens with like videos about history or videos about psychology. It's like you'll be listening to it and it just sounds like there's no flow or the rhythm to it. The person might not have even bothered writing it. I bet you someone goes to ChatGPT and they're like, could you write a script for a 5-minute video about 3 things to look out for toxic personalities, about Jungian psychology, and then ChatGPT will just give them the script, and then they'll take the script to the voice AI, and then it will just narrate it, and oh god, you'll get like 20 minutes into the video because you're busy, you're not focusing, and you realize you've wasted your time. It happens too often. It happens. I wish I could filter out all the AI stuff, not because it's like, oh, morals, blah, blah, blah. Just literally because the stuff it's made is shit. AI art shit. All the AI thumbnails people have fucking cringe. It doesn't know how to hold back. It goes straight demonic. Demonic! Well, yeah. Speaking of not, I don't know if you're even talking about AI with this, but the not holding back thing, here's one thing that always happens with AI stuff. It goes on way too long. It always goes on too long, man. Like, someone who actually has an artist's eye or ear will know when the thing needs to just fucking stop. If someone makes like, here's my AI trailer for my version of this, it's like, okay, could you cut it in half, please? No, it made so many cool shots. I need to put them all in the same shot. And they have that VO now or whatever. I don't know. The Deech says, I'm currently probing Grok on X. Already triggered it into some stupid statements. It's an idiot savant. No, it's okay, is the thing. I know it. Actually, maybe I'm not correct with the new reasoning models. I know that's the new thing that has become the topic du jour in AI since DeepSeek. Is it can reason. You can see it think. It's typing how it's thinking. But it's just pretending to be a person. It looked at a bunch of writing and went, oh, so that's what writing is? I guess I'll do that. And then you type some stuff. Oh, there's a question mark there. well, time to pretend like I'm all the books I read. It's literally it's the I guess the kid in school that would skim read everything. But they would never understand what they were actually reading. They wouldn't understand the topic. They just know the book they read it in and what the book said. And then you ask them about it, and they just repeat what the book said. And then you ask them an actual question that needs knowledge and understanding of the gestalt of the issue, and they're like, I don't know. I remember being a kid, and I was in science class talking to someone who was kind of like that, and we were talking about space, and I'm like, okay, if space is infinite, meaning eventually, there's if you no matter which direction you look, like one pixel worth of looking, no matter what, eventually there's gonna be a star there. Like eventually the pixel is gonna be a white dot. Like every pixel is gonna be a white dot, right? And I'm like, so why is space black and not white? And he didn't have an answer. No, I also didn't have an answer, so I wasn't very clever. I was like, eventually, I love that kid logic you used to have where you wouldn't understand an issue, but you'd understand like a principle of testing it. You'd have some idea, and you're like, why isn't the sky white instead of black? And no, it's because light, what, does it get weaker eventually? Is that it? And it gets past the event horizon of the universe itself. I'm getting plenty of coloring done. The fake crime documentaries are sinister. Did they make up fake crimes? Do people make AI videos of fake crime stuff? Oh my god. That sounds really fucking funny, to be honest. Because that has to be real. That has to be real. They just talk about murders that didn't exist and they get the AI to make photos of them. Oh my god. This is John Dibbins from Filibuster Close. And little did his neighbors know that below his house was 17 of his previous wives. He was never caught, but I know about it because of the video. Jeff Seller says, haha, I see it on VTubing scene. Some are ripping small creators apart for AI use. Well, any excuse to keep the little man down, any excuse to shit on the little guy. 90% of real artists are unreliable or scammers. Complete hysteria. Bancroft's tweet the other day talking like, will there be a time when people don't even know? Will there be an age far off into the future where the mere process of even creating original art is a dark, deep secret hidden in the past? You know, because no one knows how to do it because they just got lazy doing AI. An AI algorithm walks into a bar and says, I'll have what everyone else is having. Exactly. Maybe it will surprise you because it had too many it had like enough connections sometimes, and it was like, oh, this person probably hasn't heard of this version of the knock knock joke before. I'll say knock knock. Who's that? I can't think of one. The AI could have thought of a joke that quickly. Were you in the GATE program, Jake? Gay alpha teen extremists? No. Is that like a Stargate thing? Is that like a what is it? Y-Files? The global alternative tungsten energy. We made a portal to the tungsten realm. And that's why we have so many problems. All the tungsten issues are coming through. Sir Otto, AI is useful, but like Google, a lot of info is missing. Well, there's more missing than there used to be. Remember when Google was good? Remember when Google was satisfactory? You just get what you wanted? Like, no one goes past page 1 of Google anyway. Like, they just put all of the real stuff on like page 5 now. And the rest is all fake AstroTurf bullshit. Speaking of AstroTurf bullshit, pinned link, get bidding. That can only be found in books now. I can type in a historic event, fairly well documented, and get little to no info from AI. It don't know nothing. It ain't scanned all the history books. Yeah, you need to feed the AI all of Encarta, just like the boring team from Small Soldiers. You know, the gay hippie animals. He probably knows more than the AI does because he read Encarta. Yes, and by the end, the murderer is getting a statue in his town commemorating. Oh my god, the best. That would. Oh my god, that's the best troll. Make up fake AI history, but like make it fucked up. Like, yeah, people were really glad that guy killed all those wives, and they decided. Hold on. They decided to build a statue in his honor. That's fucked. What if AI grabs your name and likeness for horrendous crime story? Can you sue the prompter? I don't know if it does that, unless you would specifically ask that. Maybe it can accidentally do it. Gifted Kids program, but also MK Ultra. Well, I was in a gifted and talented program at school, which meant I got to skip the boring lessons and do fun, creative lessons. But there was no MK Ultra psychic element, unless there secretly was. But you know, I don't think the countryside UK place I came from would really bother having that. Anyway, now that I've read all the chat, we've done our AI rant. I can actually get to coloring. But look, as you can see, I'm layering up, and I this harsh shadow under her chin. But like, look, I wanted to blur it here so it doesn't look shit, right? But then you're like bringing stuff in from other areas. You're doing this by accident. This is what masks are for, right? So, yeah. Going back to the process first, I will block in kind of the general shadows of what stuff will need to be. And you essentially shade everything as if it's a bowl. Yeah, and which is great because boobs are balls. At least Dee Dee's boobs are balls. Not testicle balls. I mean orbs. You know what I mean? General sphere. Color everything like it's a sphere, not a testicle. And then, you know, once you've done the main thing as the bowl, you'll go around refining it. In fact, I'm gonna make a new layer. Look, if we just generally treat this hand like a bowl, blur it a little bit. I think I've started blurring too much. I've become a glutton of this smudge blur. I very rarely let shadows just have hard edges, which is probably bad. But look, new layer, and I'm like, I want to kind of render this whole thumb as a. Actually, fuck this shit. It's not supposed to be like that. I can't even think when I'm doing a stream for this. Okay. Seeing as we're doing underlighting, that's the top of the thumb. If the thumb is like a cuboid, it looks like this. And what I'll actually usually do is I'll go down to the flats layer, and I'll just like magic wand what his hand is. Turn this crap off. Doesn't look good. Yeah, and I'll put a mask on this folder, and now this is just his hands folder. And in fact, I can go even more hardcore than this if I really wanted to. And I can just mask off the thumb within this. Naturally, this will end up with tons and tons of layers. But luckily for us, the iPad Pro and Clip Studio is programmed very well. So it's actually fine to have so many layers. And yeah, okay, this needs a less encroaching shadow. Here's another tip, by the way. Let's say you want to make something look cool and not just look blurred. Like, you want to look like you painted it. Let's go over here. You, like, make a shape, then you just blur it in one direction. Like, look, some of it looks hard and some of it... No, it looks all painted. Look at this. Ooh, it's all painted. But it's not. It's just directionally blurred on the fly. It's a little one right here. And you know what? Let's go like this. Fill this. Then put a mask on it here. And then, like, just blur off this. And as it goes here, the shadow get... You know the different parts of the shadow? The umbra and the penumbra? The green line here is the penumbra. And yeah, the softer a shadow, the larger the penumbra. Or as we like to call it, the areola of the shadow. That's not a Jungian term. It's not a Jungian psychology term. You do not have an areola in your shadow. Look, I made a new layer and I can fade this bit in if I wanted to. Like, look how beautiful it looks. It's just shapes with various levels of blur. It doesn't even look that good anyway. And because this whole thing is set to shadow, if I make a new folder and instead it's set to multiply, not shadow. Look, if I make a new folder and then fill that with white, it like cuts back into it. So you don't. Sometimes you'll have so many layered black shadows. They'd be like, "What the fuck? I want to change something, but I don't know how." Then you can just make a folder of white above it. It's great. And then what I'll do is I'll magic wand from the flats of the fingernail, and I'll put the mask on this. Oh wow! Look, it looks like you put so much care and attention into this, but you didn't. You just use masks. And look, if I untick this from its like mask, I just move the shape around in there. See, people might be like, Jake, you're an insane person with all these fucking layers, and it's like, well, I get to change my mind all the time. I get to live the perfect ADHD life, free from scorn. And look. Because the gradient is merely shifted, suddenly it looks like it has a hard. It looks 3D. Anyway, another comment finally came in from Rushbrook. How often do you use the blur tool on the shadows? All the time. If it's not a hard edge, it had the blur tool. It's always blur tool. It's all blur tool. My entire career is now blur tool. I'm a fraud. Okay, is this all thumb? I can minimize thumb. I really think I'll probably end up redoing all of the work that I will do on this stream. Maybe I'll be happy with it, maybe I won't. I assume that I will not be happy with whatever I do on this stream. Because I'm not able to focus properly. And this does require focus. This is not maybe it requires focus, but you don't have to think really. At least I don't. It's just fun. Some people get lost in rendering while they're inking. You know, real comic book artists who do the whole cross-hatched thing. Unlike me, who just draws like 2 cartoon lines and says, I can draw, okay. And this is a harsh shadow. Look how the harsh shadow goes into that one. See, is that where the light's coming from? It does kind of look fine. Is this really set to 90? Should we just turn the shadow layer down? Look at this. Now they're not as harsh. That looks better. Yeah, whatever. I'll keep it like this for now. This is my fun thing. Yeah. Okay, so usually I would definitely blur this a tiny bit. I'm so tempted. It's too hard. Too hard edged. It's extra hard edged because I used a non-aliased freaking select tool, which I should probably change. But yeah, look, maybe I'll do a tiny bit of blur. See this? No one who reads the book will care that it was blurred by this tiny amount, but I will. And who is this book for? You or me? It's for you. You know what? Also, because of the direction of the lighting, I will usually do like this big broad shadow, which doesn't look like it's taking any effect. Is it because of that? Yeah. What? Ah, I don't have a mask of the whole thing. Okay, hold on. Let's new folder, mask it to all of that. Then within that folder is this. And this can be set to 100, but this one can be set to 90. So it is correctly intensed. Then this can just go in the general. There you go. But yeah, look. So I'll usually do some kind of fade off. To be honest, I should probably put this inside this, so I'm because otherwise the shadows are all going to be just balanced for the large version of the panel, and it needs to look good within this. Okay, look, there we go. Yeah, I have a shadow like this. Most of it would be in shadow, actually. Right, it's boob time. Every guy wants to say it's boob time. Oh yeah, okay. Here's another cool, fun thing. With this fill tool, I showed this. I actually went on one of Bancroft's coloring stream and showed him this. In Clip Studio, your tools, of which I am now, you see over here, old tool palette, I'm now messing with the fill bucket. But look, there is like a list over here of all the different fill buckets, and you can make your own. They have one that says refer other layers, which means if you have line art, can you stop auto saving? You see in the top right is the auto save. It means I have to stop everything just for it to auto save. Look, refer only to editing layer, refer other layers, and close and fill. All of these are fucking great. So refer other layers, it kind of mean, and if I go into the finite settings for it, see over here, I have area scaling turned on, and it's set to 2. So what will happen is, when I click just fill bucket, it's looking to see if there are like black lines around that. They do not have to be on the same layer. There is no black lines on this layer, but this tool is now acting as if it does. So it'll like fill it in, then it'll like expand it by 2. And it's useful for so many things. Like if like if I want to go around, I just want all of this to be shaded in. All I have to do is click it twice. I want all this to be shaded in. Great. Here. Perfect. Perfectamundo. It's all shaded in. And it just with some fill bucket shit, which is great. It can make coloring so quick. I only recently realized I could do that. So it's not as ingrained in my method. All right, select invert. Now I want to make a folder that's just her up top. So you see this? See that shadow that I just very lazily and quickly drew that big shape for? Now it's only affecting that area. We got newcomers. Hojo is here. Welcome, Hojo. Hojo, have you seen the eBay auction? He only came for the poll. We're winning. What? Color is 69. Okay, I'm okay with this. If it's color at 69%, whilst we're trying to auction 69, then hey, it's all good. Oh wait, can I go to YouTube now and like check how many people are viewing? 9 people. You're all up very early. I remember the old animation streams I would do. Was 9 the normal amount then? There was 8-hour streams. I look at StreamYards and it says 20, so I get to fool myself into believing. Now the poll changed. Now it's 71%. 69. No, everyone will have to coordinate their votes. Yeah, he says he's just messing. Informative stream. I'm dabbling into digital. Digital coloring, digital drawing. Look, if you make physical art, you can sell it, but You've got to be. I could not. These pages would not look any freaking good if I had to do it on paper. Like, okay. I could digitally pencil and then probably ink on paper, but it's just all of this changeability. Now look, I changed my mind. I want it to be over here, or I changed my mind. I wanted to like re-ink some stuff. Like I changed the whole right hand page of this. You know what I mean? Would not have been able, I would have started again or like spliced pages together. Like if I was doing physical, I would want all of my pages to be nice and neat and together. Oh look, I can use the fill bucket on the boobs. Ha! Ha! So now it's gonna cut into that shadow. It's so quick and easy. Fill Diaz. Can I forget this? Yes. Let's get this just in case. Get it out of that shadow. Alex VRB in the house. He says, sure, while I'm at work. What? Stream while you work, you say? Oh, sorry, Alex. You can just not do your job. Do you drive a forklift? You can watch this stream whilst piloting a forklift. I'm sure the word is driving. I'm sure it's driving. Okay. This would have to be okay. Let's see if this looks good if we give huge boob shadow. Are we in a anti-boob zone here? What's going on? Okay, fill this with this. You know what? I will make this an anti-boob zone. I will go to the flat slayer. I'll use my magicest of wands, and I will select all of the boob. And then remove it from something. New folder with the boobs removed. Uh-oh. I just... No, I need to... Select, invert. See, I can't focus. Just like the animation stream. I feel like I got loads of stuff done on those animation streams, to be honest. I actually managed to work. Except you guys had to listen to me the same voice clip 50 times. Is this in the finger zone? Yeah. Is this the finger zone? The finger zone should probably be removed from this. Finger zone removed. There you go. No, the shadows aren't overlapping. So close to 1,000 subs and have been for probably all of like a whole year. I've been on like automatic mode with only doing creative block. I do feel like I need to stream on this channel more. Because it is kind of fun, but man, I've been so busy. But yeah, if I had put more work into it, we could be over 1,000 subs. It's my fault. Unless some of you aren't subscribed, then it's your fault. Okay, let's do it better. Let's do a better job. Boob. And the question is, does it even look good? Does that look like a does that look like a drop shadow, an underlit cleavage poking in? You know what I mean? Yeah, I think it kind of does. It's kind of funny. Right, now I'm gonna make a new folder, which is all of the boob, so I can shade that more effectively. Now you can see why my coloring has so many layers. All of them are named. Like, what am I gonna call it? Boob, boob 3, boob 2. Like, get lost. Panel. Oh, crap. I accidentally used the magic wand on the black lines. No. Okay. This. And I'll go to the I don't think I'm in a new folder. Here it is. Folder. Let's not name it, but this is the boob folder. but it shall go unnamed. Oh, Angela's here. Angela says, "Hello, Jake and chat." Angela, you subscribed to the channel because Deech is trying to get us to 1,000. You better be. You have a wrench. Can people be wrenched and not subscribe? That looks like it would hurt. Well, it's about to hurt a lot because she's about to get her head bitten off. That is also blacked out. Wait, if it's... So now I'm going to do the shadow on the boobs themselves. And I'm guessing the light is from this direction, so I'll do this. But this... Let's just select the boob. Yeah, the boob flesh. And was it this one? Look, 1,000,000 masks. See, Bancroft does like the opposite. He sets all his masks up like beforehand. I don't do that. I do it on the fly. And there's like loads of confusing masks everywhere because of it. Let's soft brush a little bit. A bit more gradual shadow. And now, how is this gonna look? Like, would this be the shadow? I love drawing contact shadows. They're my favorite thing. Because it's like you're turning your brain into 3D rendering software. And you're like, if I was looking from below, what shape would it cast on the thing? And how would it deform around the shape? And, oh, wait, look. I need to go here and actually fill in behind this area. What? Oh, is it not masked? Or did I put this in a folder? Isn't this really a folder masked to just this one part of the boob? Terrible. I also need to take the put the aliasing on. Jolly Green in the house. You say, what is this? This is a Wake and Jake early coloring stream where I decide to go as long as my body is able, my body and mind. Just like the streams of old. And yeah, see if I can get stuff done. Oh no, and without trying to be entertaining. And I am trying to be entertaining, but it's like you can switch off. I gotta try and focus on work too. But it gets you guys familiar with the book. I feel like I have not streamed enough. I feel like I have not maintained my ever important relationship with you, the viewer, for I have been in a work hole, and everyone would love to do that. Everyone would love to hide in their work hole, in their little cave, never have to come out and jangle the keys, look like a clown. I mean, I have no problem looking like a clown. It's just the effort, the effort more than anything. It's the focus. It's not effort. Plus, what do you talk about? What do you talk about? What am I supposed to be talking about right now? I'm talking about not having things to talk about. That's when you've reached true rock bottom of all content. Where are we? Oh yeah, this is a big part of the work method, by the way. Turn shit on and off to figure out what the right layer is. If you don't, you're not going to name them. Was I using the hard-edged? No, phew. Look at these are my pens. This is my flatting pen because it's pixel perfect, and this is my modified G pen for having alias lines and doing inking and stuff. Angela says Tay-Tay is also now subscribed. Cheers. Are you the Tay-Tay? Are you the Tay-Tay of the scene? How did your sumo stream go, by the way? I have now learned that Angela has been doing sumo streams. Did I accidentally delete that shadow? Yes. Fraudulent streams. Secret illegal streams. Do you psyop Tay-Tay? Angela is the psyop on the scene. She's actually a double agent. She's trying to act all nice. Angela, are you still considering attending a con? Because last time I was streaming, I think you mentioned that you might. But you know, I'm saying this in a non-committal way, and I'm sure I'll get an answer where I'll be like, oh, maybe. That doesn't happen. Angela. Angel A. Irene thought it was Angel A. It was great. Better if you showed up in the chat. Nah, I have not. I haven't even been in Bancroft's chats live. Being Flipside on the other side of the planet means I never get to. I'm never awake at the right time. When I wake up is when people are streaming, and I've been waking up like at least in the second half of the day. You know what I mean? It's at least been midday, and everyone's late night streams. Even Bancroft, he wakes up at like 7 in the morning and streams. It is insane. I could not do that. The man is a machine. But I did see a little bit of the replay. What mask is even in this folder? Is that a mask for the? It's still the boobs overall, right? So I could just do this. Yeah, I can do that. Look. I'm gonna do this. Is kind of like an ambient shadow. So this shadow here is a contact shadow or a cast shadow, and technically this is also a cast shadow, but not really. This is kind of like an ambient occlusion shadow. So when things get close, they can merge together. And actually, I'll make a mask on this folder too. Before I read that super chat that I just saw, which I think I don't even get to. I guess I'll have to make a new sound clip. You guys are being very generous today. You guys have been awesome. Thank you. If you would like to spend be a lot more generous, why not go on eBay and bid up the 69? But no, I would be going so much quicker if. This is streaming. You're just gonna get a lot of ers and ums. Put this up here. What is this folder? So it does have to be here. And then, okay, well, I'll just do it again. Make the shape and I'll go right into here, but it's masked off, so it doesn't matter. And now if I blur it, it won't show the seam like it did before. Yeah, so look, again, doing a general shape, blurring it. I'm gonna cut back into it here. Now I blurred it how I want to, because so it looks like it gets tucked away. Look at this! Look at this! And then I'll like blur it a bit at the ends, and the fabric starts joining itself once more. And then like maybe lower it. It looks like green poop. But look, that's an ambient shadow. When edges start getting close to each other, the ambience is invoked. I'll do one on the other side as well. It's gonna be so messy. It's like the simplest, smallest panel too. If I was just sitting on the sofa doing this, it'd be done already. I'd be onto the boob shine, the all-important boobula shine. Fill with black. Why can't I fill with black? Why isn't it showing? Did I not add to the mask? Go to this layer. Use the magic wand again. Go here and fill it in. There we go. I guess I didn't do the mask properly. A little smudge. A little smudge-ola. A little brushed off. A little lowering opacity. Okay, perfect. Okay, here we go. Michael Rushbrook for $9.99. Wait, that's 10. I mean, $10. Not exactly, though. It's a cent less. I love that the colors in Connell have their own distinct personality. Really cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know how to color any other way. I do get a lot of comments on the coloring, which is great. I think even the and being in Asia land, The translator, Hidekazu, which is the name he decides he wants to use for such things, he was like, I love the coloring. It looks amazing. I've never seen anything like this color. He didn't sound like that. He sounded Japanesey, but I don't want it to seem like I'm making fun of him. But yeah, he was like, it's remarkable, actually. Something like that. I was like, you crazy guy. It's the laziest. My coloring style is built on laziness, like most of the things I do. Did I not fill? I filled that in. Come on, fill it in with black. I don't know, man. Like, you just put a specular dot on a ball, and suddenly it becomes really nice in 3D. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, I don't even think it's proper coloring. I'm just rendering it like it's a 3D thing. Like I'm built a shader in my head. What is this? Okay, well, I must now go back to here. The gradient map thing really does help, though. The gradient map stuff's great. Then it suddenly becomes alive. So the shadows before the gradient map stuff, they look so dead. They look lifeless. There's no blood in people's bodies. You know what I mean? That fall off that all like not safe for work artists, they put it in the edge of their shadows to make their womens feel full of lush bloodnings, if that's a term. Yeah, it gives them life. But it's great for them because they just have to draw one character in one pose in a pinup once, and then just do it all over again. Like, oh man, coloring solo stuff is so easy. You don't have to balance anything. Coloring comics is freaking hard, and you get paid. People get paid nothing for it, and they learn how to do it quickly. And like, no one gives a shit about them anyway. Like, what? How often do you hear the colorist getting complimented? Unless they're like the colorist is part of the conversation, so obviously it would have to be brought up. You know what I mean? It would be rude not to, that kind of thing. But like, who really ever bothers with? Because I do it, I always bring it up if it's good. Because yes, good coloring is like music. It's the you don't notice it. I just want the boob skin, he said. But yeah, it's been fun saving it. Curse you, autosave! But no, also thank you, because my laptop will crash, and then I will be angry. Won't be angry because you managed to save it. Is your coloring lazy or is it smart? It's lot. It's it's kind of lazy. Well, see, like, look, if you were going full cell shaded, it would be harder than what I'm doing. Because he's the only person who does coloring streams, I'm just going to mention him all the time, Bancroft. Like, in the Lucent, everything is cell shady, but then obviously it's a cell shaded mask, and then he'll like fill it in with a gradient. So what he does is like he'll do the shape. It'll be like, look, here is her boob, and then he'll mask it off, and then he'll go in with like a gradient tool, like this. He'll fill it in with gradients. So it is actually cell shading, but it's the cut and grad. That's what he keeps saying all the time. That is the cut, and that is the grad. The thing is, if you're just doing this, you have to really do a good job. Like, you have to really care about the shape that you're making. Because you can't blur the edges. It's like either is or isn't. But on my style, it's kind of the same thing, except I also blur it, right? And that's a couple of dabs did that. And now it just automatically looks like her boob has like been pinched together here. You know what I mean? I could probably use this and put it over here, and it will look like the bone is like pressed into the skin. If I cut this off. And look, it didn't even intend to make that shape, but it looks good. It looks good. But yeah, so because you're gonna blur it, You kind of don't have to care as much about where it's all going to go. That's why I consider it lazy. Hey, look at that shape. I didn't have to really think about that. Where is the boob flesh mask? I'm all over the place because I'm streaming at the same time. I do hope that this is entertaining. I do hope that you guys are getting something out of this. And I do hope that I can at least get this panel done during the stream. That much strife. But look, so let's say I wasn't blurring stuff. Maybe I wouldn't be very happy with that shadow. Maybe I'd be like, huh, it's too hard in the wrong places. Shall I just remove it? Should I redraw it and do a better job with more care? It's like, nah. Just tap it with the blur tool. There you go. Now it looks really painterly. See that? Now it looks really cool. It looked shit before. All I did was tapped it with the smudging thing, and now it looks like, oh, it's so painterly. It's so professionally done. Oh. What color are the nipples? Orange, chartreuse. I think I will leave that up in the air, Nail Bunny, until it's ever featured. I don't know. I think Connell is pro nipple because the sector of the market that I assume it would be part of would it shows nipples. Like I got a bunch of comics and manga that are like in the same market and they show nipples, so they just don't show the down below. They do not show the down below. So who knows? That will be. I am glad that you're asking. It is cool to have people see. I feel like this has been such a long time that Connell has been around in the zeitgeist. That like have people even got questions left that they aren't just gonna, wait until the book is out? Like what? People have more questions when they've read a first book and they want to know where the thing's going, right? And all you guys have had, some of you. Oh no, there's free previews. Yeah, all you guys have had is the preview stuff. So what questions have even been asked yet? Did Connell really chop up the Seedling Queen? That's it. Will the Seedling Queen ever come back? Is she dead for real? I suppose that is a question someone could ask that would be interesting. Phil is here. Oh, good morning, Mr. Jake. Hello, welcome to the Wake and Jake. Remember when I did work streams, Phil? Well, seeing as I have something on eBay, they're back for definitely the foreseeable future of a day, aka today. Today is Creator Block, right? That's happening. Like Creative Blocks. This will close on tonight's Creative Block. In 12 hours, well, I'm gonna have to sleep and wake up and do the show. You Brits are pro nips and I'm for it. Yes. Yeah, we used to have nipples on page 3 of the newspaper here. The nipples are... Look. Coveting the nip, it only sexualizes them more. If everyone had their nips out all the time, they would no longer really have the appeal. Like those African tribes that play themselves up, they make themselves extra orange. Like, do they enjoy seeing the nippy? Like, is it a sexual thing for them? Because I assume it isn't. I assume seeing as they're out there all the time, they don't really give a shit about them. So if we were so brazen, it's us hiding them away. If you were in the Victorian times and you saw an ankle, you would not know what to do with yourself. I suppose in America, Victorian times would be very different. Or wouldn't it? Did America exist during Victorian times? Do you even know what the Victorian times are? I guess you could just think of the Sherlock Holmes era, back when he was alive. I missed any more chats. It's only 4 in the afternoon there. What, where Phil is? No shit. I don't know. I didn't mean to have that up. Refresh. Yeah. Sorry. I didn't realize I was not showing the coloring. But yes, in the newspapers, they used to have nipples out. It was great. As a young teenager, being able to see that just on the newsstand, it was very fun. I never, if I was more of a perv, I probably would have collected that shit and have like an archive of it, but I don't. It was so ubiquitous. We never thought it would go away. Yeah, a good tit never loses its appeal. Yeah, if you have the torpedo tits where the nipple is very predominant. I'm not even sure if I'll be mentally able to construct a meme. I'm working along at Alex. You already work yourself too much. People need breaks. You need to recollect the creative energies. Even ye of AI composite. The rest of the Phil's going to be very annoyed that I said this. Why are you telling him he doesn't have to do it? Well, because he doesn't have to. And he's, why are you telling him? Why are you freeing him from this self-imposed burden? Alex hasn't taken a break from doing a meme for ever since he started, I don't think. Maybe there was one night off. And of course, the dedication is appreciated. But I worry that I think what'll happen is you'll be like, I won't do one tonight. You know, I'll give it a break. Then halfway through the show, he's like, oh, I've got to do one now. Like, just change his mind. That's what I feel like always happens. I feel like Alex goes into the show. He's like, I'm so tired. I'm so burnt out from doing all these memes. And then does one anyway. Okay, so here's a little tip that I like to do on teeth. I like to put whichever half of the teeth is being lit differently in a shadow, whether it be top or bottom. Usually, if things are being lit for above, it would be the top one. But no, look, you fill that bottom instantly. Look, looks like slightly 3D. Contact shadows like this always make stuff look 3D. Oh, so fucking good. I love contact shadows so much. These look kind of shit. Is that too much? It looks fine. You see, if I was really making it look underlit, I'd do all this, like, do like the cheeks and stuff, but maybe I could just do the chin. Okay, so what? Shading in the chin. Oh, Jake, how are you gonna blur the whole shape? How are you gonna make it look like natural? Like, well, so on these shadows, the softer blends make things look rounder, and the harsher the edge, this, if I actually do blur it, it makes it look like it's still curved, but it's just like curved less. And see, should I even bother? Should I even bother having that on the chin? I don't know. Sometimes it's unnecessary. Like, even though it could, you could render a bunch of cool shadows, but they could be just completely unnecessary. And your page would look better without them. I've rendered tons of shit on some of these pages and then just turned it off. Like, there was like 5 panels on this page that I just got rid of because it's too much. We must have restraint. UK, you there, 4 in the afternoon. Yes, Angela, because I'm definitely in England right now. I'm in Asialand. I'm on the other side of the actual other side of the globe. If I bother traveling anywhere, I want to stay here for a while. I don't want to. Flew all the way. My wings are really tired. Yeah, I'm making the most of it. I could probably go to one of those sumo matches you've been streaming. Angela, if you went to Japan, would you try your very best to catch a live sumo performance? I want to make that part of the ear black. I am going to reveal the full panel. And because I might want to use this in the future, I'm going to shade it properly, but it's not going to be seen in the comic. That's kind of enough. That's kind of enough. This is enough. This is enough shadow. I don't need to do more. Like what? I could underlit her whole face. That would require a white folder, which I could do. So you see this? Instead of cutting into whatever shadows, I can just go to this folder and start painting in. It's not painting, coloring in white, and then blur it. And it's like, oh, that looks terrible. Well, that's because it needs to be added to with more. And eventually you just get used to what all these shapes are. You know what I mean? You can just draw these shapes all the. I love it. You can just lazily draw a shape and it doesn't matter. I didn't have to do that neat because I'm going to blur it. I don't have. Like, if someone's doing cell shaded, they have to give a shit. They have to care about the shapes. And, like, in my experience, just drawing whatever, if you're going to blur it, it actually kind of makes it better. You know what I mean? I think so. Look, I can pull it in this direction. Let me actually brush away. Yeah, and look, if I'd spent even more time drawing those shapes differently, it wouldn't look any better. Seeing as I have a contact shadow on the boob there, I should get rid of that. We keep in line with my boob contact shadow. This is blurred outside the edge. Get back in there. Get back in your edge. And what else? Like her nose would have underlighting. There we go. A little Avatar blue people nose. You know, when I made the blocks blue and invented them as a bluid creature, there was no link to the hair fuckers, whatever they are. They have sex using their hair. The Avatar things. I had no idea. No, see, look, that actually looks worse. It actually looks worse. It looked better when it was turned off. That is like comic book animation. It looks good. This, he did too much. He ruined it. But if I make it really subtle, then it'll be fine. And I kind of want to do the eyes. And then I could like cut this. There we go. Does that look okay? I mean, it's not going to be printed in the book, so this is all going to get cut off. It's all going to get cut off. Should I put a white of the teeth? Okay. So yeah, not only are teeth saws lit, like shadowed at the bottom, I will also light them at the top. Then I like turn it down. Ooh, green teeth. Very cool. It's like you see, it's like it's the shadow layer doing it, but it looks like it's colored by a green light here. Looks fine. Looks fine. No one's gonna see it anyway. Oh, I have not detailed the bone. There's gonna be plenty of shadows on this bone. What is this folder? What is this mask on this folder? Is that everything? Yes. So I will draw things within this. I will go to the flat layer, which is here, and I will select all over the bone using my magic wand. Wand. Is that it? Cool. All the way back to. I'll make a folder. See how many millions of layers? I'll keep saying that throughout this whole stream. There will be millions of layers. I have more questions than answers. Well, you haven't asked me anything about the world of Connell or the story. You are the question man, Jolly. You must ask. Ask of me your questions 3. Is what I would say if I was like a reverse genie. Like, you have to give me 3 things. Angela is from Japan. She go, ha. Seeing as I don't know what that is, then I'll say no. Abaraki Prefecture. Is that just what they call counties? They call them prefectures. Jake is the Nippon Dong coloring master. You know what I'm the master of? Putting up 69 books on eBay. See how flawless that was? 52 bids, $155. Who knows what will happen tonight? Pay attention later today for Creative Block. See if you are one of the handful. There are at least, this isn't doxing. There's at least 3 people who apparently want this, and they're real people. It's not me with alt accounts or whatever. You can't do that. Like eBay is like, no, you made another account, but we know it's you, so we've instantly banned this account. And it's like, what? Jake is demonstrating excellent nipple control. If only you knew. The Navi. Yeah, that's it. The freaking blue people. Blue Man Group. They had a whole planet to themselves. Big Smurf people. So, okay, if we treat this like a general bowl, and I think I'm only... Yes! I'm within a masked zone. So now I can just blur with reckless abandon. And then put another one over the top. And do a much harsher context shadow. Yes! And then... Whoa. Cast shadows, context shadows, the same thing. I love them. I love my animation style. Context shadows. Look at that. It's like having a drop shadow mode built into your very mind. Okay. Billy says his question 1. What is the significance of the number 69? There's no significance to it. It's a completely random number that I chose for funny. So I assume everyone else just knows it's also a random, arbitrary, funny number. What are those funny numbers? 69. I mean, 9 on its own is pretty funny, and so is 6. If you put them together, it's double funny. Unlike me, who's not even 1 funny. I'm 0 funny. See this? I'm treating this whole bit of bone like it's a spheroid. And I will... Look, I can select this, and I can... See this one at the... You can't see the button at the top. There's a button at the top that says clear everything except for the selection. Which is very cool. There's so many things that... Little nice things that Clip Studio has that Photoshop does not. And I would love to do all this in Photoshop, because Photoshop has layer styles, so you can make cool glowies. And you can't do that in freaking Clip Studio, and it is a bummer. I wish Clip Studio would introduce layer styles just so I can make glowies. And then and when I say glowy, I don't mean government agent. I mean an actual glow. Okay. See, like, I'm not even having to think. You're just treating everything like a ball. Like, oh, this bit of bone is a ball. I just fill it in with black and then blur it a little bit. And then people are like, wow, it's so painted and well considered. If my auto save, see at the top right. That is Clip Studio's no. You cannot work right now. You must take a 5-second break. But I don't want to. Well, tough. Is this fine? I think this is completely fine. Right. So that's it. First step is the shadows. And I actually think I might just completely get rid of this stuff on the top. It does not look good. At least under the eyes. Under the eyes looks bad. Right, so that is shadows. That is little shadows for this area, unless I want to do some background shadows, and I can't be bothered right now. Actually, I'll show you. I will show you a laziest way. Would you like to see the laziest way? Select invert area, right? Here. Make new folder. Mask it. So now we're just doing the background. New layer. Get this. I'm using the polygon select tool. Watch this. Actually, that's not going to look good. Remember when you did this in MS Paint and you drew a line? You drew like a big wibbly line. Well, and then you clicked fill and you made a pattern like this. Well, with the magic combination of this old trick and directional blurring tool that actually functions in Clip Studio, unlike Photoshop, where you can't do anything useful with it. If you play your cards right, see, now you guys are going to look at all of my rock walls, be like, he didn't actually render those rocks. He's a fraud. He's a big fat phony. Well, listen, I've said it a million times. My style is built on laziness. You're like, oh, haha, it doesn't even look that good. Well, you haven't seen me brush some of it out. No, I don't want to blur it. I want to actually make it go away. Look. Well, this doesn't look as good as I thought it would. Because I did it less lazy. If I wasn't doing this for a stream, I would have done it less lazy. Okay. Well, that looks kind of crap, so I'm just not gonna. I could do this. I could do this. And then I could like maybe cut some like rock tops out of it. Some actual rock shapes instead of doing the cheat method. Yeah, from here, here. Then smudge them. If it looks bad, I'm just not gonna bother using it. I don't know. But yeah, instead of bothering to do stuff properly, I'll just do this and essentially waste my time. Will it look good if it's inside where it's supposed to be inside? Is that here? Yeah, it is. Moving around. Does any of it look good? Does any of it look good? Maybe if I lowered it. Oh, if you didn't see this and you saw it in the book, you'd be like, it looks like... You wouldn't even notice it, to be honest. You wouldn't even notice. You wouldn't call it into question. But now you've seen it. That kind of looks like rocks. Right. I do this. And like color and shade. Now it's looking more like rock. Kinda. Do another facet here. Blur this out of. Yeah, looks like some rock shapes. I don't want to do that. I want to select it and then brush it out again. I'll decide later. Right. I'll move on to the next step, by the way. That is shadows, and now I'm going to do bounce lights and stuff. Which will be fun and very easy. This is the hardest one. This is the most work. The context shadows, because it lays the groundwork for everything else. Everything else is kind of just built on top of this. Okay. Are we inside a folder? Is this inside anything? No, it's not. Okay. Now it's inside it. I'll be honest with you. That definition on the chin does not look good. Where is it? Where is it? Take me to him. Is it in this folder? It is in this folder. And there is the culprit. It looked there. Oh, go away. It looked rubbish. Didn't work. Didn't work as intended. Let's simplify it. Usually stuff doesn't look good enough just because too much detail was attempted. You'll kind of find it's like with pencils, the pencils lie kind of thing. Sometimes if you do less, it'll look way better. Hence, laziness always wins in the end. Look, now there's less definition there. Anyway, it looks kind of fine. Yeah, probably lower it down. Right, I got chats to read. We already figured that one out. It's not significant. Some people think 69 is the perfect number, but the truth is that 9's tired of 6 coming first. I mean, I don't. I have no other. Remember when I used to have like more sounds like a whip and everything? Like, whoosh. I had like 5 different whip sounds, and they were all programmed to play randomly. So if I would mash the button, it would play like a random whip. And one of them was harder than the other one, so it was funny because every now and then you get a whoosh. Answer me your questions 3. Question 2. Jolly Green says, Jake, using only one word, describe your layer and layer folder system. Chaos. And that's the one word. It's just chaos. It's lazy, sure, but like you could be lazy and less chaotic about it. You could just not do it. You could be so lazy, you just do it all on one layer. Here we go. Right. Remember none of you remember it really. Our secret cheat reference folder. Tumbleweed. What? Did you say that before I answered your question? The chat is popping up. I'm very grateful for the people who are commenting in the chat, by the way. It is not as soul-destroying as I thought it would be. Like, if you guys ever streamed, oh man, sitting here with no one saying anything, it is like you hate yourself. It is the worst. All right, copy. Now we're doing bounce light now, which is kind of like the red light. And the reason why I'm copying these folders is so that it's all consistent across all panels, because I'm working on panels independently. And if I click on this gradient mask, you'll see that it's basically going to take white and make it red. And there's not even any special middle color in this. I'm just using the gradient map just because I can change them all after. Do you see this mixing rate curve in the bottom and how it's a straight line? On my coloring tutorial video, I forgot to mention that you have to edit this mixing rate curve, because it's at the beginning it's like this, right? They make it look like this is standard, and then people are like, why does the gradient look shit? Like, why isn't it soft and smooth? Oh, it's because they thought that people would want it to look like that. Anyway, if I go back to where are the shadows? So I'll paste this in. So there's the bounce light is going to go on top of the shadows. This is like a 3 color shading. It's going to end up as 4 as well, because I'm going to do some green lights too for this scene. Like, yeah, man, you wouldn't be able to tell because of how many glowy things there are in my coloring, but I do not like glowy shit. I actually wish I could color everything as a nice normal daytime scene, because then it actually looks normal. I actually hate everything looking like a nightclub. Oh, wait, I'm gonna mask this. Where is it? Where is the overall mask? Because we want to be lazy. We make a folder, we mask it. Now it's only gonna be inside her. And then we can make another folder. If my autosave wasn't preventing me. Jake, you're on my telly. You can tell he's from England because he's saying telly. In the corner of the living room, wow, chatting away like a drunk uncle. I'm sitting on the rocking chair, saying the most racist stuff imaginable. But you know, at least I'm still around. You know, at least I'm not homeless yet. Okay. So this is essentially wherever there's a shadow, it's like you just put another light only in the shadows in one side. And it can very easily trick people into thinking this shit is 3D. And it's again, it's just simple shapes. Look, all I'm doing is this. Like, it's not like I actually painted some nice thing. Okay, so you have that on the hair, and I think I will cut back into it so it fades in. To be honest, there's not a lot of... I suppose the bounce shadows... The idea is the red light is coming from below. It's hitting the cave walls, and so then it's bouncing back into the shadow, which is why it's called bounce light. So, like, naturally there would be some of it on the side of her head. So you just do the general shape for how that would look and fill it in and then blur it. See, look, all I had to do was the little lasso tool. I think that looks crap. Maybe this will look better. That looks a little bit better. And then, oh, you blurred it, so now it looks like you did a good job. Okay. Delete everything outside of that. Cool. You know, we're building it up. We're doing the same thing as with the shadows, but in reverse. We're doing it with, like, white now from black. If the eye is a ball, which it very much is, then we need to do this as if it's a big circular shine on a ball. And look, say you want a little bit more definition on a certain area, just make a new layer. Everything can just be new layers all the time. That sucks. Okay, this bone. Let's pretend this bone is like one big shape of its own. A bone of her own. And then a little dash of blur. And then very quickly select that shape. Delete everything outside of it. Wow! It looks like a 3D model. And oh, this is the best shit too. So these ears, you want to make them look like a flat ribbon. So that's why you do the shadow like that. And then the highlight, we also just faded off a tiny bit. Like that, the darkest area there is gonna feel like the whole thing's a bent rectangular prism. To be honest, the shadows are a little bit too soft, so it doesn't really sell it. Whatever. In fact, where's that first one? You should not be on the ear. You should not be influencing the ear. See, none of this will even show. What will show is the boobs. Let's get some bouncerino on the boobs. Look at that. Very quick shape. Because I only had to think of one area. Because I'm doing so many layers, I only have to think about small bits at once. Just little chunks of it instead of like trying to approach the whole thing. Like, what is the true contact shadow shape for the entire thing at once? You do it in tiny bits. See, there's just a couple. It's like just shade every little area as if it's a kind of a ball. This kind of looks bad. This arm probably wouldn't go like that. Nope. What if I do this? This, by the way, this whole rim light, look, I'm painting in a rim light like a line. You got to be careful because it makes things look definitely flat when you do that. It'll make it look like a cutout piece of cardboard. Like, some people might go like here and do like a same thickness line around stuff, and it can look cool, but you have to change the shape based on like how curvy parts of it are. You have to do that. That's the only way it looks like a 3D thing. Otherwise, it'll look like the person just got cut out of cardboard, and they're a standee. Get that off. Look okay. What if I go back to the first one? And didn't care as much about forehead. It looks kind of okay. See, I'm rubbing things out when I should just mask stuff. I got self-conscious about the layers I was using, so I stopped just masking things. But yeah, you see, so like, if we do want this ear to look flat, then we just do this. We actually do it on purpose. We do the thin line with not so many contours. Look! It looks like a ribbon! It looks like the ribbon was just shaded from that side! Looks great. I've noticed more comments, but it's you guys talking to each other, so I can't really pull them up. It's ye old ale here in English. See! He was still talking to Angela. By the way, guys, check it out. eBay auction. No more bids. But who knows? Maybe someone will swing in later tonight. The link is pinned. You know, someone wants it. So you guys could just like bid it up. You just bid it up. Just fraudulently bet. Bid fraudulently. Bid often. I'm going way too in depth with this bounce light. Like, who cares? Like, eyelids. Do they really need to be defined? Especially not if it's not even going to be seen in the book. But you guys will know when you see it, probably in like a digital version of some way. You'd be like, he did that on a stream. He said that was pointless. He didn't have to bother doing it, but he did it. Okay. See her hair? Like, these are like almost like dreads. So they're just giant tubes. You just draw a tube shape, and it kind of works. This headband of hers would not follow the shape of those. Actually, can I turn them down? Yeah. Her headband, again, it's going to be like a ribbon, but instead of like a flat shape on the bottom, I'll put like all but the flat shape. And then give it a smudge. Little smudge. Just a little. And I'll cut into it with this, because that would be like that's like a drop shadow from the bone, cut directly into the light. I'll do it on this side too. And look! Look at that! It looks great! It was so lazy, but it looks great! Fade it off a little bit. No, actually, I should fade it off in the middle. Yeah. Yes! Look at that! It looks so cool! It looks like someone who did it who would do more effort than I do. Okay. Oh, the bone. Yep. It'd kind of be like this, right? It's just like the whole. You just draw the shape as if the whole form was a gloopy ball, like not an actual sphere, but like if you simplified the topography of the whole thing, perfect, perfectamundo. Same here. Do a little here, do a little here, smudge it a tiny bit, and then get rid of it where you don't want it, where there would be a hard edge to be faced. Whichever way that you're basically painting any surface that faces towards the light. I guess I have to, and the string wouldn't be facing the light, facing away from it to tuck in, so it can't bleed over onto that. Get rid of it. Cool. Look at that. It looks like I did it all in Blender. Where is the main head shape? I think I went too far down on her face. On both sides. Look at this. It bled out onto the hair. Terrible. That's the laziness for you. Victor is here. This comic is lewd. All right, good luck. See you later. Okay. Thank you for checking in, Victor. It is good to see all of you wonderful. I could call you regulars. One could be called irregular. Irregular, maybe. Thrown from the production line. Cast aside. Okay, I do want to use that one. And I want to... The thing is, I have underlighting here. I don't think I can put the rim... That looks even better! Oh, look at that! It looks like her own eyelid is like casting a cast shadow across her cheek. See, this is why people think that this is a painterly style, but it is not. It is cell shading with extra steps. Let's do it on this too. Yeah, it looks kind of cool. Looks kind of cool. Shame no one will see it. And you know what? Look at this. This doing the little thing on the nose can sometimes look really cool too. Sometimes it's unnecessary. Like, yeah, that looks cool. That looks alright. If I lower it down so it's just a little bit of light, that looks kind of good. But yeah, especially on female faces, the last thing you want to do is too much detail. This arm looks terrible. I just did that as an example, and it definitely looks bad. Is there anything on this layer? No. Right, this whole side of a head. I mean hair. Do this and blur it. Make it bigger at the bottom. In fact, I might rub it out. Erase, as you Americans would say. You know, we use the word rubber for multitude of things. And yes, an eraser is called a rubber. And when we say, pass me a rubber, we don't always mean hand me a condom. A Johnny, as it were. Right. Does this look okay? Oh, wait. I suppose I do need to do a bit of shine on the eyeball. And blur it, because it would look terrible if it wasn't blurred. Right. Where is that arm culprit? Yeah, because it was all on this layer. There it is. See how it's mixed in with the head? No. Separate layers for you. Is this for kids? Would you go to jail for showing this to a niece or nephew? Well, it's not for kids, and I wouldn't show it. I wish just kids weren't allowed on the internet. People, adults' minds, in my opinion, have been lowered in cognitive ability, in rationale, because they're in a space that has undeveloped minds present out there arguing with them, and they think they're arguing with adults, but they're not. They're probably arguing with kids online. And it's like they equilibrate to the standards of argument of the people they're interacting with. And like, they're probably kids who don't know how to argue. And so those adults just start arguing like kids and be like, well, this is how everyone argues, right? Everyone's doing it. Look at these people on here argue. All these and most of it's bots as well. Like, you know what? You get argument flanderization because bots would just be looking at everything people are saying and doing, and then they would mimic it, and it's like a mirror. It's literally a black mirror. It's like screaming into the void of reflection. And so people become an imitated reflection of an artificial intelligence that is trying its best to make a copy of how adults interact with each other after already being poisoned by the unformed minds of people that shouldn't even be online yet. Victor says yes. I'm going to assume that he disagrees with everything I've said. How many viewers are we at? Is it gone up from 9 at least? I think we're at 9. We're at 11. 9 and 11. Going together as well as you'd expect. Speaking of going as well as you'd expect, let's refresh. Right, still $155. Thank you for everyone who's been so far. I have to keep bringing this up. I usually don't like promoting things, going on about it. Maybe I'd give it a go. You know, at least warn you guys that tonight on Creative Block this ends. So get your sniper fingers ready. Right. I think I was doing the boob. I was adding more boob shadows because there wasn't enough shadow. Now, back to the bounce light here. And what I think I'll do is to make this thumb look more dimensional. I'm imagining this thumb is a cube, by the way. So, and I know, you know, not everyone is a fan of squared off fingers. Looking at you, Rob, who isn't listening. But look, thinking of finger is a rectangular prism. Can be useful. Let's see. Hey, for all I know, Victor could be one of those kids online that's just polluting everyone. I'm going to go to an elementary school principal and tell him I'd like to buy a lot of these and have. Victor is the AI. He's been programmed. Bleep ball. Right. Instead of having to draw a whole form. See, when I go down and start picking the from the flats layer, it means I forget where I was before. Let's like take this off. Then just on the top of the nail. Mask that, and then get the soft brush. Then beautifully, the hard edge, and this combines with the soft edge. That looks kind of cool. It does make it seem like we have to do this though. We have to have some shading on the top of this finger. If we're doing it on top of the thumb, we need a really small version of it here. And it's got to look like it blurs into that. Just tiny blurs. Tiny blurs. Look, Victor's spamming the chat. I can kick and ban you now. For spam reasons. Spam is not good, guys. If you have a chat and it's all the same guy, and I'm not complaining. I'm glad you're here, Victor. But yeah, if you have a chat and it's all the same guy and someone comes into the stream, and like, yeah, you've got a handful of people viewing, but there's like one, to them, there's one commenter. They're like, well, this stream fucking sucks. He isn't saying anything anyone wants to react to. I'm gonna leave now. I am enjoying every now and then I get thrown a mystery stream by YouTube. Someone completely outside of anything I already know, right? And they're doing their own thing. They have like no viewers, and it's very wholesome. I'm not downloading Whatnot. I haven't even looked into what that is, by the way. That's how uncurious I am, Victor. Like my curiosity is cratering, not cratering. It cradle or instantly. See, okay, there you go. I had to. It was begging for pity comments. Sorry, working. I thought it was walking. Sorry, working and listening, Jake. I'm learning new things in coloring. Good. That's fine. Yeah, I can talk to the end of the earth. Cam says, sounds like my show. I didn't even know you did a show. There you go. No, but they'll be like, I think the people were British as well. It was like there was 2 British people from like the Midlands, and they had like, there was the 3 of them, and there was like an American there. And like, it's just so funny because That's gotta be like thousands of these tiny. And look, I'm saying I'm tiny, by the way. This isn't me like looking down from above Mount Crap and lording over my spoils. Like, there's got to be thousands of these tiny little bubbles. You know what I mean? And I don't know why they're streaming. Why are they streaming? I'm streaming because I want to make a comic and tell you guys about it. They're just talking about recent events or whatever about their lives. It's like a stream. It's just how was your week? There was one time I found a stream, and it was like a replay. It was a replay, and it was someone's tabletop game, and it was so endearing. Like essentially, they were playing a tabletop thing, and they were recording they recorded the audio and uploaded it to like this channel, and it's like, why? Why does this? It seems like a private thing. It seems like their personal life. But they just it's up on YouTube, and I can hear these people. It was so endearing. Because you know when people play tabletop, they play their characters, they do the voices, they talk in character. And it was really just very wholesome to hear these people trying their best to play their characters. It was very sweet. I don't think I could find the channel ever again because I didn't bookmark it. Because you know, one and done with that kind of thing. It's sweet. Let me enjoy everything about you for a moment and then forget. Oh boy. Cam says he's a guest on Sci-Fi Snob Channel and two shows a week. Cool. I hope you're enjoying your internet key jangling. Okay, well, this isn't. You know, Mike S. Miller. Mike's is right. He's booked with $275 2-hour commissions all the way till that time. Okay. Does he take commissions from the chat? And he says like, it is this much money, and I'm only spending 2 hours on it. That's all you get. 2 hours. I wish I could say that. I don't take commissions because I would spend too much time on it because I would want it to look very good. I couldn't bring myself to say, like, well, that's it. That's enough. I think when people ask me for commissions, the few that have, my approach is like, I'll just draw you something for free. I do not do this anymore, guys, so don't get any more ideas. But I'm like, I'll just draw you something, I guess. And it's like just a sketch card or something. Because I just think I would do a bad job. I don't want the person to be disappointed. Can you imagine that they're a fan and they're like, I like Jake's art so much, I want to commission him. And then they do. And it's the worst thing they've ever seen to them. Because everyone would have a vision of what they think it's going to be like, right? I know I do. If I've commissioned people before, it's like, I know, this is going to look so cool. And then they draw it, and you're like, oh, you're going to pretend you like it. Because there's nothing that can be done. Whoever's listening, if I've commissioned you before, I'm definitely not talking about you right now. Is this panel done? Oh yeah, well that's the bounce lights. That's a little bit of bounce light. That's because this is a glowy scene, so it needs bounce light. But we also have in our folder of wonders over here. Oh no, it's not here. This is just shadow and bounce light. Oh, I don't even have the green. Okay, look. In this scene, there's a lot of green coming up from below. See here? You can't really see it. There you go. Look, there's like green coming up. So what I'm doing is this is bounce. Look, I'm turning off. Look, After, before, after, before, after. Look how 3D it looks. It looks like Dogman the movie or Captain Underpants the movie. And if I make layer, new correction layer, gradient map, make this toxic green. I usually hate green. I love teal green. I hate green. But, you know, that is what is needed for this scene. Why can't I change the... That's why when you make the gradient map, this doesn't come up. It doesn't show this straight away. No wonder I forgot. But yeah, look. Setting up a green thing. I'm going to set this whole layer to add glow. And then now whatever I put in here, it becomes green. Look. It's got that big blast of green light from below. And I'm going to nest this inside the appropriate folder. Because look, it's too much. It's too much green. It's too much light for this panel. It dominates it. It ruins it. Jose Garcia is in the house. You say color. He's drawing attention to the vote that I forgot about. We do have a poll. The true spelling of color or color. Currently, 68. You're almost matching it. The vote's almost in 69. I guess we'll never get that back. We'll never witness the 69 vote again as we promote the eBay auction that closes tonight and has not had a bid during the stream, but you know, people are biding their time, waiting to snipe while the iron is hot, or just before the iron gets cold forever. But yeah, I've been doing Jose shadows using the make a million layers method. As you can see, all of these layers over here are tiny little elements of the shadow. You don't even know what they're going to be. Look, actually, this is the bone on the boob. Then if I wanted to just get rid of that and not have to mess with anything else, I could. But yes, there is a million unnamed layers. And then it did bounce light, which is here, which is the similar method, gradient mapped, set to add. Wait a minute. I didn't even do the opposite. The bottom of these folders has to have black in it. Oh yeah, actually, there it is. Look, you see how this changes? So the way the gradient map functions, if you don't have the black layer at the bottom, it looks different. And it never actually blurs the middle color properly, because it just becomes less of the first color. So you actually always need a black or a white at the bottom. But yeah, we've done shadows and bounce light, and now I'm just doing actual official underlighting, which will be green. And that's too much. But instead of drawing individual, like, specular highlights, essentially, on this, I'm just gonna, like, be really lazy. I'm not gonna see it. It's too much. Too much detail. I'm just gonna do one big glow from below and not have it be too powerful. And then also mask this off here. And you know what? Maybe I'll do things like select thumb zone. Where's the thumb? This is that finger. This is the thumb. This is the fingernail. And then, yeah, get rid of that. There you go. So it's not too blown out. In fact, I'll do even less. See what I should do? If I control-click on all of the shadow layer here, it'll actually make a selection. Oh, no, actually it won't work because the bottom black. Escape! Escape! It's doing a complex thing. I can't even hit escape right now. Jose is saying hello to everyone. That's a lot of layers.
That's a lot of layers, boy. You sure you can handle that many layers?
Well, I can at least try. All right, you're not gonna do whatnot. You aren't getting married to a rich, ugly man either. You're just gonna go with this. Yes, I'll go with this. I'll go with the non-fat ugly. It did make a selection, but it's basically selected everything because, right, if I run a shadow all the way to the bottom, turn off this white layer, you'll see the edges of the shadows won't be green anymore. See that? There's no green in there. It's all just gonna be that one purple color. But now if I select shadows, it should just select the shadows. So take a look. Yeah, look. You can see it's actually made a selection out of everything in that folder. So if I go to that glow here, the green glow, then like clear it out, it just basically deleted all of the shadows from itself. And then if I turn this back on, the shadows will work properly. No. But no, it had to autosave. Now I'm going to sit here for a minute and not read any chats that came in. Holy, 2 hours 15? 2 hours 15, I had nothing to actually talk about. Like Pokemon. You would not believe how many of those Pokemon tokens I have, by the way. I know people in the chat wanted some as gifts. I don't know how I would distribute them. Like all backers get free Pokemon tokens. Like, really? But yes, I might have a problem, Marge Simpson style. I may be influenced by the evil gambler, but it's because it's like half luck, half skill. You get to influence whether you win or not. It's not real gambling. It's game playing with prizes. Is a UFO crane game machine gambling? Huh? Is it? Because I love those. And it is kind of half luck. The luck of the physics draw. Okay. I was doing a little bit about a little bit of green glow. No, now I know what I wanted to do too. So, above this greenening layer, I'll like hijack the layer, and I'll like put this here, and then blur it. And like, look, is it instantly 3D? Instantly, they look like balls. I just put a white dot, and now it looks like the actual spherical breasts. But on Dee Dee's boobs, I actually have to make it like this because it's around the thing that's pressing into it. So if I blur this now, then I guess lower it down. Look, it kind of looks like she's actually got a oiled up a booba. And I didn't even have to carefully draw it. I just like drew a mini Cheeto and then blurred it. Hey, go look at that. You wouldn't even notice. You wouldn't even notice how crappily I did it. But it looks so shiny. And I could even put a shine on this fingernail. It's completely unnecessary. I'll probably just do this as an experiment, then not actually use it, because you really think the Block Champion has manicured fingernails? I do not think so. I do not think so. Lower that right down. Is it worth keeping? Is it worth keeping? So, I think shading with black and white looks shit. And it usually, you know what I mean? You want colored shadows. But for some specific things, letting yourself go with white actually makes them look more real. And for your like specular highlights, that can be one of those instances. Also, see how this is an orange piece of cloth, and for some reason it's shading green. Well, it looks particularly bad when you put it on blues, then blue tilting shadows, completely fine. But on things that's supposed to be juicy and red, it is not fine because it makes it look dead and lifeless. It makes it look like a corpse. So I always use pink stuff on human skin. But you see here, look, there's two shadow things I already prepared. This one is the purple shadows going to green, because this is a green underlit scene, and it's kind of like I get free underlighting built in without having to bother actually drawing it. But this one over here, this is specifically... Are you going to open it up? Are you? Why aren't you opening the thing? Okay, whatever. This one has an orange fall off. It's not opening up. There we go. See, like, it goes to purple to red. So the color in the middle is, you know, more blood filled. So if I go to here, the flats layer, and go select all color by gamut, which means just select. It's like color select in Photoshop. And if I go here, mask it, so this is only coloring that area, and I just put a empty mask on this, but then control click this, and then clear out this. Now the stuff that's supposed to look nice and orangey and alive and rich, the animal fabric, the piece of material that came from a living thing, looks alive now, is because it doesn't use the green. It's using the orange as a mid color, and it looks fucking great. It looks so great. It looks beautiful. If we take her out of this layer, you'll see it's also like on her head. It's the subtle things, the subtle touches. But this panel is essentially done. Look at this. This looks all fully rendered. It looks so good. I do enjoy nowadays the coloring is developed to the point where, like, I can be happy with it when it's done. Like, look at that. That looks 3D because of that shine on the boob. You pull out to the whole page. That's so cool. I love taking this cartoony shit and making it look real. It's so weird. Like, if someone was drawing in this style and it was the same artist, they would not be bothering to shade it like this. So that's kind of, I think that's why it ends up looking unique, because no one's gonna bother. But there's nothing to bother with. It's not a lot of work. It's just some simple shapes and some blurries. Rushbrook says, looking good. Glad you think so. It'll be interesting to see you dabble with blurring some of the edges. You actually don't have to care as much if you're planning on blurring them. Gamba stream, you know, I don't want to film other people in public and have their bobbleheads up on a stream, because I think it's invasions of privacy or whatever. I know you can film in public spaces and stuff, but I think it's kind of gay. Or else I would do a Pokemon Mesa Stars stream. Michael Rushbrook says, did you play those Crane game machines while you were in Japan? How'd you do? Okay, yes, I did. Also, I am the Crane game master. One of the big booby anime girl figures, I got it in 2 goes. I was very proud of that. Walked up, put my money in, which was like spend a small amount for 3 or 2 goes, I think. You know what I mean? It was low investment even. You just paid for 2 and you got 3. How about that? Or just, I don't know, pay for 2 at the same time and it's cheaper. Whatever. But anyway, I'm saying I got it in 2. Angela says, did you get any used underwear? I brought back my own used underwear, but I did not purchase. There wasn't really a thing that I saw. I didn't see any. I won't answer that. Well, I can answer because it's a no. I could have just avoided your chat. I could be lying right now, I suppose. I could be very good at lying. But no, I didn't buy any. I don't think they're real, Angela. Like, I think they probably just take underwear and, like, maybe paint them a bit or just spray something on them. I just do not believe they're real. I'm not really interested in that. Like, what is the... I mean, I get it, right? US... don't answer it. Like, it's gonna trail off into a whole bit. The stream was great until Jake started talking about how fake used underwear is and what even the appeal would be. I guess I will not open that box of thought. She goes, teehee. This is why she's the gay ops secret honeypot. She just comes in and asks all the questions where it's like, depending on how they answer, I can figure out what the truth is. Okay, I'm actually really happy with that panel. I thought it would suck, you know. Genuinely thought this panel would suck because I was doing it on stream, but it's turned out great. I'm very happy with this. Even in the full view, even with a massive dome forehead. Ah, wait a minute. The shine I did on the boobs, I need to do that on the eyes. Silly me. Oh no, but that needs to be above the lines. Yeah, so certain things, you know, you put them above the lines. Here's the line art layer. I'll make a new layer, set it to add glow, and like I only want to use this for special occurrences. But I think I left behind one that I shouldn't have. Oh, it's in the bounce light. Did I put it in bounce? Anyway, whatever. One there, and then like blur it a tiny bit. And again, just like the boobs, it now feels like she's got real eyeballs in her head. Because it's like, you know that there's liquid on the moistened eye. And now we wait for another autosave. Should I attempt another? I think I spent 1 hour saying absolute nothing, and then actually worked for only 1 hour. So I probably could do another panel. For the 11 wonderful people here in the chat. 10. We're down to 10. It used to be if I go below 10, that's when I'd stop streaming. But we're at like what? Past midday. I'll try and go to at least 1. See if the lunchtime connoisseurs find their way in. Why does this look like this? Is this in the bounce thing? No. Is it? So it is in the shadow. It's in the underlighting. See this? I don't know if you can see it. It's like there's a line, a cutoff, and it's all because of how we did lazy shadows, lazy underlighting. I mean, yeah, there we go. See, now I have to actually go and blur the edges. There we go. Is there any more? Yes, some on our boobs. Great. Put that away. Is there another panel that I could use pretty easily? Yes, there's quite a few. See, like, so these panels are small, but they actually would take quite a bit of work. That's just one person. You know what? Maybe I'll give it a go. I'll do the biggest panel of all. This big exploding panel of the guy shoving his arm out there as he grabs everyone's favorite block, Biznatch. Which means I need to turn off this. Are they all the top? Yeah, turn off all the top layers and then find it. Is it this one? It is. It is already pre-expanded. But it is actually this layer, which is a huge cube. And you know what? You might even see some drawing. I meant to come back in later and draw this woman's legs. Because look, she's in this hand. She's like all tucked away. Like, is she bringing her legs in? Tucking them in? And then later on, like oh, look, it's the old panel that I ditched. That old panel. Oh, look, you can see. Look, I drew this panel before, and it had these two here with a smug little freaking expressions. And I was so happy with these drawings. I'm like, I have to still use this. Even though I want to change the panel. This last one is what this became now. But look, it's the same drawing. I just dropped them in and changed her arm. It was great. Let's try. I'll try drawing her legs in this new folder. Okay. So her torso would be like here. That's where her ass would be. That's where her legs would be. Like, even though this is where it would all fall, that I think that if I actually drew her legs in where they should be, they'd actually look weird. That's where it's supposed to be. It's gonna look weird, like and then when it's cut off, because it's like a panel break. Attempt this on stream. Should have not gone in this direction. Look, if it's we can't see the panel break, can we? Well, they just look crap. They just look rubbish. Not look very good. They look weird. I should have really considered them more the first time I was doing the drawing. Cause look, I feel like I just want to show the feet coming out. You know what I mean? Even though she's what, a midget now. Just show her feet. It'd be great. Just for you, Angela. Look, it's a foot. You know, a foot is actually just one big toe. Look, you just do this for the toe. And then you just like attach a bunch of other shit on it, and it's a foot. But it's mainly about the toe, okay? All of this is toe orientated. The toe is the main finger, and the rest are just like hangers on. Still, look, I want to draw this, but it's just gonna get cut off the edge of the page. It's gonna look so weird how it gets cut off. Redraw the whole thing. This is the trim. So I mean, I guess it'll be fine if I do that, because it just looks like her thighs anyway, coming off the edge. Yeah, it looks fine. I'll do this. She's the only one who wears really cool stockings too. It's very nice block print stockings. Okay, knee, and then the thing, and then this, and then foot. And no one will ever see it. No one will ever see it. So I shouldn't be redrawing it, but I will. Drawing in a cartoony style is great because I don't really have to. It's so quick. Feet are hard to draw, guys. But unless you just draw cartoon feet, which is basically just a freaking silhouette of a foot, essentially. Okay. It's not. Is that enough? Yeah, I'm gonna redraw his hand probably. And now can I do a flat, all these flat colors? Let's steal the flat color from over here. And then yeah. Angela says neat. She likes the feet. Angela likes the feet. Angela thinks feet's neat. Got some neat feet. What a treat. Anyway. Yeah, I didn't want to. This is fine as its own little layer, right? Add it on. It looks so weird. She looks like a freaking duck. She looks like she's got Donald Duck legs. Back to black. Maybe the block spots will save us. Now it won't look weird. Like she just has weird boned flesh duck feet. Yes. The shapes. Block print supreme. Angela goes, she was joking. Sure, Angela. Right, sure. I mean, I believe you. I believe you. And that's all that matters, right? Also, putting the little fur dibs on the block fabric, you'd think that it would look bad. because it makes them look like they have not shaved their legs, but it actually makes it look like it does work. I thought it would look terrible. How tall is she? Yes. I don't know. Yeah, Angela, do you have Sketchy Starts? The preview book to end all preview books, because in that book was revealed all of every character in that book has their official height written. So I guess, but I know the reason why you're asking is so you could work out how big the hand is, and then work out how big he is. Even though this hand over here is definitely not big enough to hold these two, but it is in perspective in the background. His body definitely morphs in size sometimes, and it's fine. Like, if I was, look at this. You think this hand is wrapped around one of their bodies? No. Like this. I think that hand could probably go around one of them. That's probably in scale with those. But it's whatever serves the panel at the moment. It's okay for them to have a little bit of squash and stretch. On Irene's cover, he is massive. Like, he is way bigger than he should be, because it's a cover and it's fun, and it doesn't have to be like anally retentively to scale. It's cartoony. It's fine. Okay. What I'm gonna do now is I want to figure out, after I've auto saved, how to do the swoosh, the motion swoosh, because it'll just be making a shape again and then painting it out, but then cutting it out. So if I make this a swoosh, very Am I back? Okay, I'm back. For a second, it went on the fritz. So that's why I was quiet. I was looking in the. Why does it look like that? Because it's in this folder? Yes. Or make it a smoother curve. Obviously, face. I shouldn't have. Well, I'll do that. I'll go select invert, and I'll use a mask, because now I'll use all of these to contribute towards manipulating that mask. This is hand. Yep. Okay, control click this, and I guess I'll have more than an iota of consideration. Cool. And then there we go. Actually, I made this its own line. No future thought at all. Okay. Ja. Es ist
All right. Oh, wow, you didn't even go crazy in the chat. My internet has well and truly crapped out. And also, I didn't even get to say hello to Caleb. Show on stage. I'm on my phone. What the hell? Missed out on the gaming stream? Yeah, you missed out on my Switch 2 unboxing stream. You know, speaking of unboxings, I did get a little figurine that is a hedgehog thing that I did plan to unbox on one of these streams. But yes, sorry, internet has crapped out fully. I don't think it's coming back, so I do think I have to end the stream. But at least you saw my face that I was avoiding. I had to put on a shirt for this. So hello to anyone still watching, and sorry to anyone who was having a great time, and then it all cut out. Gaming, just show it. It asks me to confirm if I want to show your thing on stage now on a phone. Boo! Gaming stream, I could do one. I don't have any gaming stuff here. I do. You know the iPad? That's essentially coming up on the screen as if a games console would. And the only way that we'd have a gaming stream is if I did buy a Switch 2, because I'm going to Donut Land. After being in Asia Land for a bit, I'm going back to Donut Land for a while. So I don't have any of my game stuff at home, so won't be able to stream from one of the Pokemon machines. I could give it a go. The thing is, Phil, I go to those places at in the daytime, which is 5 a.m. for you guys, so no one would watch. And also, I'd be the foreigner in public streaming a kids' arcade machine. But maybe I can make a video. I don't know. But yeah, I'll probably have to wrap this up. Thanks for hanging out. It's been fun. Do it. Do it. Okay. Well, I'll try and pluck up the courage. But, streaming for me does not feel like this fluid, just whip out your phone anywhere and do a stream from anywhere. I have to get mentally prepared. Anyway, look. The coloring was happening right here on the iPad. As we in the little new desk zone I've been streaming from. But yes, thank you for hanging out. Thank you to the Deech and Michael Rushbrook for the super chats. They're appreciated a lot. They were not cheap ones. It was more than $2. I can't even say the $2. Look, I could hold up to where the microphone is my monitor headphones, and then go $2. Now that's money. Send those super chats. So yeah, I'll call it. So Aro, see, I have to press the button twice. You're good at streaming. Keep it up. You've got charisma. I got the Riz. I got the charisma. Well, thank you very much. I'll try and stream more often, even if it is just. Did you see Global Comics just tweeted about? Well, my internet's dead, and if I'm actually not going to say. I'm not going to ask. Phil, you tell me what they tweeted about, so I don't reveal anything. Yes, ain't heard that in 2 minutes. $2. Caleb, we recorded a new one. Angela paid me $2 so that I could record the new $2. Now that's money. Send those super chat. The sound desk's so fun. Come on, Phil. I'm waiting for Phil to tell me what they tweeted about. But yeah, I want to do more. Guys, go to eBay. Is it still pinned? Go to the eBay. Caleb, don't you wanna get number 69 of the Nippon special? Ah, cool. It was a summer promo of 5 comics, included hers. That since it's a scrollable book, I think. Wait a minute. Can I have internet on my iPad? I want to go look at it. Scrollable? Do you mean vertical? No way. I'm not going to show you what's on my... Is the internet still working on my freaking iPad? Okay. This is so jank. And this is Online forever. Okay. I think internet's working on my iPad now. Go to Global Comics. Global Comics is great. I keep getting new followers on Connell, and Edgehog every other day. Like they keep trickling on in. It's great for he can adapted for mobile friendly reading. The verticals there's a vertical Fiendish now. The Global Comics Toon Summer slate is here. Phil, I'm very excited about this, but I'm using the USB-C wire to charge my phone that was using my screen because of my jank setup. Hold on. Guys, go to the Global Comics thing. I wish I could bring it up. I wish I could bring it up on screen. I will be right back. See you in a sec.
back. I'm back. Can you hear me? I'm back. Check on settings. Audio. Blah 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 blah. $2. Okay, I'm not continuing the stream. Everything's fucked. The internet's dead, and I'm like he dead. He back. I am back in a way, but I wanted to bring this up. Phil, this is very awesome breaking news. GLOBAL COMIX. Check this shit out, guys. I'm gonna find the tweet. I'm gonna pull it up. Look at this. Resize the window. Cool. Present. Chess-Gren. Here we go. Look at this. Yeah, Global Comics tweets. The Global Comics Toons Summer Slate for 2025 is here. Epic stories from all of those things, including Irene, Top Cow. And you can learn more about it. Does this mean Fiendish is going to be like officially on verticals on Global Comics? That's amazing. Does it say the date? June 23rd. Okay, that's very cool. So yeah, hold on for June 23rd, and I guess that's going to be, if I'm reading this correctly. He has arisen. Okay, cool. So yeah, guys, get excited. That's great. You have to, yeah. Nice, cool, Rini, definitely. If we click on this, I'm sure it'll take us to a very safe place. The very safe Global Comics. Should we resize it? Look at this! Look at this! Ah! Oh, this is so damn cool! Look at these things. We're thrilled to unveil the summer slate. With over 50 series episodes already available, the ultimate destination. So this is the vertical stuff, right? Hell yeah! Look, let's see what it says about Fiendish. Does it have a... No, it's just featuring this one because this is the first one. Okay. We'll get excited then. I thought I'd just come back and try and pull this up, but yes. The stream is well and truly dead. Thank you to everyone stuck around. Even through the crappening. But yeah, Angela has thoughts in the chat. She's saying nice. Yeah, go Irene. That's amazing. Cool, we can mention this on Creator Blog tonight. Yeah, bringing the best mobile first comics experience to our readers. So yeah, that must mean verticals, right? Yes! Very excited indeed. Right. One more thing before I go. Because Pat will probably never bring it up on his stream, I have been trying to shill the hand-numbered 69 of 69 Conan Barbarian Nippon special. It will be closing tonight in 11 hours, 1 minute. Whereas Creator Block, I think it's on Normal's channel. If he's not sick and dead. Like, my AIDS finger got fixed. Yeah, Normal. But I don't know if... Yeah, Perberg. But I don't know if he's better again. And for some reason... People don't want to skip weeks now. So every week we're doing a show, even if we, it would be better to skip sometimes. But no, apparently. Yep, tonight on Pez. Cool. Yeah, he hasn't told us he's sick. He hasn't told us he's sick. But yes, this will be closing tonight. It still sits at 25 bids. 155 glorious American dollars for this fine book, in which you will be able to find the older version of the page I have been coloring today. So get excited for that. People don't snipe as much as I'd expect on the burst seems to usually be at the beginning, which is very cool. But it's an interesting pen. Nuts. I used to think that eBay was all about the sniping, but no. So anyway, thank you for hanging out. I can play a couple of videos, so I can do an outro. I want to stream more often. If you guys enjoyed this work stream, maybe you'll see another one. Not, sooner rather than later. I don't know. What do I usually play for the outro? I know my intro off by hand. I'll play this. Bye, guys.
Thomas is a tank engine who lives at a big station on the island of Sodor. He could eat a whole bowl of alphabet soup and then vomit up the vowels and consonants separately. He could speak 7 languages, but unfortunately he was disliked in all those countries.
Then along came Sir Topham Hatt, the man in charge of all the engines on the island of Sodor.
He once claimed the most difficult thing he ever did was to take a shit in a phone booth without removing his overcoat.
Through the forest, orcish blue guys on the prowl. There's only one man there to stop them. If you just stop joking around, they come here to invade your lands, bring life here to an end.